Looking back over Monsters and Godzilla and Rogue One and now The Creator, it seems to be a theme I pick up about you telling very human stories about the powers that we unleash on ourselves. Is that something you're kind of consciously aware of, or does it just seem to pick up?
I don't know. It seems to keep happening, doesn't it? I'm not doing it on purpose too much. I think it's just... Every movie, allegedly, is like an inner and an outer journey, right? You've got like the characters and then you've got the world. And I just like really high stakes situations, and obviously grew up loving science fiction. And so I always end up in these apocalyptic scenarios with like a central relationship. And I don't mean to. I'll try and think of something else. But I kind of love it. So my favorite films growing up with that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to like aspire to like, get even slightly close to some of your heroes kind of thing.
And you have some fabulous actors in this who you're representing with your t-shirts.
Yes, you've got to give a shout out. The amazing cast. There's way more. I have multiple t-shirts.
You need to put on more weight for that.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And how was it with your two leads? Just fantastic together. So the casting and the chemistry worked really well. How was that for you?
Well, with Madeleine, the little kid who's the AI kid in the movie, and John David, it was really important they got along. And Madeleine's very shy. She's like super smart, but very quiet, rightly so. And so it was really hard to become like her friend. And I got halfway there, I think, as the director. But John David, he like dived right in, and he became her big brother. And it was so sweet. Things would happen like on set where, when they're doing a scene and an actor needs a little moment, they need to go over in the corner and just like get themselves to a point where they're emotional or something. And she would see he was upset, and she would go over to him and hold his hand and try and talk to him about like a toy that she had. And he would just sit down on one knee and talk about the toy. And it was like such a nice relationship they had the whole time. And we got to go to Disneyland just now for her birthday. And there was a big reunion. They hadn't seen each other in like about a year. So, yeah, it's lovely. I mean, it's all on screen. Like they did they're just phenomenal in this film, I think. I can't take any credit for it.
Going back to Monsters, you were using the Sony HD Max, am I thinking right?
Oh, Monsters, it was a Sony EX3.
EX3, and now you're onto the
Sony FX3.
FX3.
So the next one's the Sony GX3, apparently. But
with an old cinema lens.
Yeah.
What is it? Given that the prosumer market has exploded and there's so many good cinema cameras out there, what was it that drew you to that particular combination?
It has really good colour. This is going to be boring for a lot of people, right? You ready?
No,
it has really good colour science. So the skin tones versus the world is you can really bend it to what looks like a Kodak film stock very easily. And it shoots at 12,800 ISO, so you can film in nearly moonlight. And it's incredibly light, like it's tiny. So you put it on a gimbal and you can hold it all day. It doesn't get tiring. Like trying to do that with an ARRI is quite a nightmare.
This is you love using the camera.
Yeah, I'm like a bit of a weakling, so I'm not as strong as like a lot of other people.
Well, thank you so much again. Congratulations on the film.
Cheers, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!